Last time we laid the groundwork. If it feels right, it must be right. Today we tackle a more insidious belief. The idea that if an expert says it, it must be true. Charming idea. Dangerous evidence. Experts are valuable. Their knowledge, their experience, their dedication to a field are indispensable assets. But even the keenest minds are human. They have biases. They operate within frameworks. And sometimes, their confidence outstrips their comprehension, especially when venturing outside their narrow specialty. So here is how this works. You bring a pronouncement from an authority. I inspect the underlying assumptions. You bring a confidently asserted fact. I look for the missing caveats. You bring, everyone in the industry knows that. I ask, everyone who? And what do they stand to gain? If the expertise is genuine and well supported, we learn from it. If the expertise is a performance, a projection, or simply past its sell-by date, we politely dissect it. No ad hominem attacks. No disparaging entire fields, just logic makes you poorer. You can follow strategies that lead to disaster. You can believe forecasts that never materialize. You can ignore your own judgment because they know better. The mistake is not listening to experts. The mistake is letting their confidence become the only evidence. Case opened. New case. Let's dive into a common misconception. If I avoid conflict, the problem disappears. Ah, the allure of peacekeeping. It sounds so serene, doesn't it? The idea that by sidestepping disagreements, we can maintain harmony and let issues fade away like mist in the morning sun. But here's where the hidden assumption lurks. Avoiding conflict suggests that silence equals resolution. This is a classic case of emotional convenience, where the desire for comfort overshadows the need for clarity. What's wrong with this belief? It's dangerously incomplete. While it may provide temporary relief, unresolved issues tend to fester. They can grow into resentment, misunderstandings, or even explosive confrontations down the line. The missing context here is that conflict, when approached thoughtfully, can lead to growth, understanding, and stronger relationships. It's not about being combative. It's about addressing the root of the issue before it becomes a tangled mess. A better way to think about it? Embrace conflict as a necessary part of human interaction. It's not the enemy. It's often the catalyst for positive change. So, remember, avoiding conflict may feel good in the moment, but it's often a recipe for disaster in the long run. In the grand theater of life, sometimes you have to take the stage, voice your concerns, and let the drama unfold. After all, every great story has its conflicts. Let's inspect that belief. Today, we tackle the notion that successful people are always confident. It's a popular idea, often celebrated in motivational speeches and self-help books. It paints a picture of the successful individual striding through life with an unshakable aura of self-assurance. But here's the hidden assumption: confidence behind the scenes. The missing context is that success often involves taking risks, facing challenges, and stepping outside one's. So, remember, success isn't a straight line paved with confidence. It's often a winding road filled with uncertainty, learning, and the courage to keep moving forward despite the doubts. In the end, confidence might just be the cherry on top, not the whole sundae. New case. Let's tackle the belief that if you are busy, you are productive. The hustle culture. It's a seductive mantra that echoes through offices, coffee shops, and social media feeds alike. The more tasks on your plate, the more valuable you must be, right? But here's the hidden assumption: busyness equates to effectiveness. This belief suggests that the mere act of filling your schedule with activities guarantees meaningful progress. What's wrong with this idea? It's fundamentally flawed and often leads to burnout. Many people confuse activity with achievement. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're making significant strides toward your goals. The missing context here is that productivity is about prioritizing the right tasks, not just doing more. It's entirely possible to be busy with low-value tasks while neglecting what truly matters. A better way to think about it? Focus on outcomes rather than outputs. Ask yourself, what are the most important tasks that will drive me closer to my goals? So, remember, being busy is not the same as being productive. It's like running on a treadmill. You might be sweating, but you're not going anywhere. In the end, let's strive for effectiveness over mere busyness. After all, it's not about how much you do, it's about how much you accomplish. Let's dive into a classic misconception. If I start something new, I'll feel ready. The allure of readiness. It's a comforting notion, isn't it? The idea that one day, like a light switch, we'll suddenly feel prepared to take on new challenges, whether it's starting a business, entering a relationship, or pursuing a new hobby. But here's the hidden assumption: readiness is a prerequisite for action. This belief suggests that we must feel completely equipped emotionally, mentally, and practically before we can take the plunge. What's wrong with this? It's fundamentally flawed. Waiting for the perfect moment can lead to perpetual inaction. The truth is, most people never feel entirely ready. They just take the leap and figure things out along the way. The missing context here: moving. A better way to think about it? Embrace the idea that action breeds readiness. The more you engage with new experiences, the more prepared you'll become. So, remember, waiting to feel ready is like waiting for a train that never arrives. Instead, hop on the one that's already at the station and see where it takes you. In the grand adventure of life, sometimes you just have to jump in and swim. Let's tackle a familiar mistake: the belief that everyone is judging me. The ever-present specter of social anxiety. It's a thought that can creep into our minds, making us feel like we're under a spotlight, scrutinized by an audience that's just waiting to critique our every move. But here's the hidden assumption: that others are as focused on us as we are on ourselves. This belief suggests that everyone is paying close attention to our actions, thoughts, and decisions. What's wrong with this? It's fundamentally flawed. Most people are far too preoccupied with their own lives to pay attention to others. We often overestimate how much others notice us. The missing context here is more about connection than to feel self-conscious. Most people are not worries. Shift your focus. You can engage with genuine connection. So remember, is more about your own fears than reality. In the grand performance of life, most of the audience is busy with their own acts. In the end, let's embrace the freedom that comes from realizing we're not the center of everyone's universe. After all, we're all just trying to find our way through the same tangled web of human experience. Let's dive into a common misconception. Expensive means better. The allure of luxury. It's a belief that's deeply ingrained in our consumer culture. The idea that if something comes with a hefty price tag, it must be of superior quality or value. It's a comforting thought, isn't it? But here's the hidden assumption: price is a direct indicator of quality. This belief suggests that higher costs equate to better materials, craftsmanship, or performance. What's wrong with this? It's fundamentally flawed. While some expensive items do offer superior quality, many are simply overpriced due to branding, marketing, or perceived status. Price tags can be influenced by factors that have nothing to do with actual value. The missing context here is that quality can often be found at various price points. Sometimes the best products are not the most expensive ones. It's essential to evaluate items based on their features, reviews, and personal needs rather than just their cost. A better way to think about it? Focus on value rather than price. Consider what you're getting for your money and whether it meets your specific requirements. So, remember, just because something is expensive doesn't mean it's better. In the world of consumerism, the best deals often hide in plain sight, waiting for the discerning eye to discover them. In the end, let's not let price tags dictate our choices. After all, true value often comes from understanding what we really need, not just what's shiny and costly. Let's tackle a familiar misconception. If I avoid conflict, the problem disappears. The tempting allure of peacekeeping. It's a belief that many cling to, thinking that by sidestepping disagreements, we can maintain harmony and let issues fade away like a distant memory. But here's the hidden assumption. Avoiding conflict equates to resolution. This belief suggests that silence will somehow solve the underlying issues, like a magical spell. What's wrong with this? It's fundamentally flawed. While it may provide temporary relief, unresolved conflicts tend to fester and grow, leading to resentment and misunderstandings. Ignoring problems rarely makes them vanish. They often bubble up at the worst possible moment. The missing context here is that conflict, when approached thoughtfully, can lead to growth and understanding. It's not about being combative. It's about addressing the root of the issue before it becomes a tangled mess. A better way to think about it? Embrace conflict as a necessary part of human interaction. It's not the enemy, it's often the catalyst for positive change. So, remember, avoiding conflict may feel good in the moment, but it's a recipe for disaster in the long run. In the grand theater of life, sometimes you have to take the stage, voice your concerns, and let the drama unfold. In the end, true harmony comes not from silence, but from honest dialogue. Let's inspect that belief. Today, we dive into the notion that motivation is what changes your life. It's a popular mantra, often echoed in self-help circles and motivational speeches. The idea is that if you can just find the right spark of motivation, you'll be propelled to greatness. But here's the hidden assumption. Motivation is the primary driver of action. This belief suggests that without that initial burst of inspiration, you're doomed to stagnation. What's wrong with this? It's fundamentally flawed. Motivation can be fleeting and unreliable. Relying solely on it can lead to a roller coaster of productivity, where you're either soaring high or plummeting low. The missing context here is that consistent action often trumps motivation. Habits, routines, and discipline can create momentum, even when motivation wanes. It's the small, consistent steps that lead to lasting change, not just the occasional burst of enthusiasm. A better way to think about it? Focus on building habits that support your goals. When motivation dips, your established routines will keep you moving forward. So, remember, motivation is like a gust of wind. It can help you sail, but it's not the only thing that keeps your ship afloat. In the journey of life, it's the steady oars of discipline that will get you to your destination. In the end, let's not wait for motivation to strike. Instead, let's create systems that propel us forward, regardless of how we feel on any given day. New case. Let's tackle the belief that if someone loves you, they should understand you without words. Ah, the romantic ideal. It's a notion that paints love as a mystical connection where partners are in perfect sync, anticipating each other's needs and desires without any verbal communication. But here's the hidden assumption: love eliminates the need for communication. This belief suggests that true love means never having to explain yourself or express your feelings. What's wrong with this? It's fundamentally flawed. While deep connections can lead to intuitive understanding, expecting your partner to read your mind is a recipe for frustration and disappointment. The missing context here is that effective communication is the foundation of any healthy relationship. Love may create a bond, but it doesn't magically grant telepathic abilities. A better way to think about it? Embrace open dialogue as a crucial part of love. Share your thoughts, feelings, and needs with your partner. It's through communication that you build understanding and intimacy. So, remember, love is not about silent understanding. It's about the willingness to express and connect. In the grand narrative of relationships, words are the ink that writes the story. In the end, let's not assume our partners know what we're thinking. After all, even the best authors need to communicate their plot twists. Let's dive into a common misconception. If I try hard enough, I deserve success. Ah, the meritocracy myth. It's a belief that many hold dear, suggesting that sheer effort will guarantee the rewards we seek. It's a comforting idea, isn't it? Work hard, and the universe will deliver. But here's the hidden assumption: effort alone guarantees results. This belief implies that simply trying hard is enough to ensure success, regardless of other factors. What's wrong with this? It's fundamentally flawed. Hard work is essential, but it doesn't exist in a vacuum. Many external factors, timing, resources, opportunities, and even luck play a significant role in determining outcomes. The missing context here is that success is often a complex interplay of various elements. While dedication is crucial, it must be paired with strategy, adaptability, and sometimes even the right circumstances. A better way to think about it? Focus on smart work, not just hard work. Combine your efforts with strategic planning, networking, and continuous learning to enhance your chances of success. So, remember, trying hard is important, but it's not the only ingredient in the recipe for success. In the grand kitchen of life, sometimes it's not just about the heat you bring, but also the right ingredients and techniques. In the end, let's not confuse effort with entitlement. After all, the best chefs know that it takes more than just passion to create a masterpiece. Let's tackle a classic misconception. If I avoid conflict, the problem disappears. Ah, the tempting allure of peacekeeping. It's a belief that many cling to, thinking that by sidestepping disagreements, we can maintain harmony and let issues fade away like a distant memory. But here's the hidden assumption. Avoiding conflict equates to resolution. This belief suggests that silence will somehow solve the underlying issues, like a magical spell. What's wrong with this? It's fundamentally flawed. While it may provide temporary relief, unresolved conflicts tend to fester and grow, leading to resentment and misunderstandings. Ignoring problems rarely makes them vanish. They often bubble up at the worst possible moment. The missing context here is that conflict, when approached thoughtfully, can lead to growth and understanding. It's not about being combative, it's about addressing the root of the issue before it becomes a tangled mess. A better way to think about it? Embrace conflict as a necessary part of human interaction. It's not the enemy. It's often the catalyst for positive change. So, remember, avoiding conflict may feel good in the moment, but it's a recipe for disaster in the long run. In the grand theater of life, sometimes you have to take the stage, voice your concerns, and let the drama unfold. In the end, true harmony comes not from silence, but from honest dialogue. Let's dive into a common misconception. Everyone is judging me. Ah, the ever-present specter of social anxiety. This belief can feel like an anchor, weighing us down with the fear that every move we make is under scrutiny. It's a thought that can creep into our minds, making us feel like we're on display, waiting for the verdict from an invisible jury. But here's the hidden assumption: others are as focused on us as we are on ourselves. This belief suggests that everyone is paying close attention to our actions, thoughts, and decisions. What's wrong with this? It's fundamentally flawed. Most people are far too preoccupied with their own lives to devote that level of attention to others. In reality, we often overestimate how much others notice us. The missing context here is that social interactions are more about connection than judgment. While it's natural to feel self-conscious, it's essential to recognize that most people are navigating their own insecurities and worries. A better way to think about it? Shift your focus from what others might think to how you can engage authentically. Remember, people appreciate genuine connection over perfection. So, remember, the belief that everyone is judging you is more about your own fears than reality. In the grand performance of life, most of the audience is busy with their own acts. In the end, let's embrace the freedom that comes from realizing we're not the center of everyone's universe. After all, we're all just trying to find our way through the same tangled web of human experience. New case. Let's explore the belief that more information means better decisions. It's a common assumption in our data-driven world. The idea is that the more facts, figures, and opinions we gather, the clearer our path to making the right choice becomes. But here's the hidden assumption that information alone leads to clarity. This belief suggests that simply amassing data will automatically translate into better decision-making. What's wrong with this? It's fundamentally flawed. More information can lead to analysis paralysis, where the sheer volume of data overwhelms us, making it harder to decide. Too often we drown in details instead of focusing on what truly matters. The missing context here is that decision-making is not just about quantity, it's about quality. It's essential to sift through the noise and identify the most relevant information that aligns with our goals and values. A better way to think about it? Focus on clarity over quantity. Prioritize actionable insights and trust your intuition alongside the facts. Sometimes, less is more. So, remember, more information doesn't guarantee better decisions. In the grand library of life, it's not about how many books you read, but how well you understand the stories that matter. In the end, let's not confuse being informed with being wise. After all, even the best researchers know that clarity often comes from a few well-chosen words, not an avalanche of data. Question from BlabblyBlue3745. Brother, what the fuck are you doing? It seems like you're feeling frustrated. Let's refocus on the topic at hand. If there's a specific misconception or belief you'd like to discuss or challenge, I'm here to help. What would you like to explore? Let's dive into a fresh misconception. If I just work harder, I'll achieve my goals. The hustle culture. It's a mantra that many embrace, believing that sheer effort and relentless work will inevitably lead to success. It sounds empowering, doesn't it? But let's peel back the layers. The hidden assumption here is that effort alone guarantees results. This belief suggests that if you're not seeing progress, it's simply because you're not working hard enough. What's wrong with this? It's fundamentally flawed. Hard work is essential, but it's not the only ingredient in the recipe for success. Many factors contribute to achieving goals, including strategy, timing, resources, and sometimes a bit of luck. The missing context is that working harder without direction can lead to burnout and frustration. It's not just about putting in hours, it's about working smart, setting clear priorities, and being adaptable. A better way to think about it? Focus on effectiveness over effort. Identify what truly moves the needle and concentrate your energy there, rather than just grinding away for the sake of it. So, remember, working harder doesn't always equate to achieving more. In the grand scheme of things, it's not about how many hours you clock in, but how strategically you use that time. In the end, let's not confuse busyness with productivity. After all, even the most diligent bees know that sometimes it's about the quality of the honey, not just the quantity of the flowers. Let's tackle a common misconception. A relationship should be easy if it is real. The romantic ideal. It sounds lovely, doesn't it? The notion that true love means smooth sailing, where everything falls into place effortlessly. But let's dig a little deeper. The hidden assumption here is that ease equals authenticity. This belief suggests that if you encounter challenges or conflicts, your relationship must be flawed or insincere. What's wrong with this? It's fundamentally misleading. All relationships, even the healthiest ones, require effort, communication, and sometimes hard conversations. Expecting constant ease can lead to disappointment and unrealistic expectations. The missing context is that growth often comes from navigating difficulties together. It's through overcoming challenges that couples strengthen their bond and deepen their understanding of one another. A better way to think about it? Embrace the idea that relationships are a journey, not a destination. They require work, compromise, and a willingness to engage in tough discussions. So, remember, a relationship may not always be easy, but that doesn't mean it's not real. In the grand tapestry of love, the threads of struggle often weave the strongest patterns. In the end, let's celebrate the messy, complicated, and beautiful nature of relationships. After all, even the most exquisite masterpieces are created through a blend of chaos and creativity.